got in? Well, as usual for the Drake considered his home and percent clear.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? What's going on? We're back with another banger. Today's video is why Drake just admitted Kendrick won and he lost everything. So if you're new here, don't forget that big red subscribe button and that like button. We're on the road to 600 subscribers and we're trying to hit it. Doesn't cost you anything. It's completely free, $0. So come join the family and let's hit this 600 subscriber goal. Don't be no hater, nigga. That being said, let's see what Fantastic Hip Hop has to say in how Kendrick won and why Drake admitted it. Let's get it.
OVO and anyone who follows the biggest clown show in hip hop. Right now, this group of people have never been doing worse, because with Kendrick Lamar's Grand National Tour now underway and with what we have seen so far, despite their desperate attempts to validate their own delusion and make this show look bad by putting up pictures of opening acts and this.
Even after a 50% discount on tickets, Kendrick still can't sell out. I remember this post. They did this before it even started, like before the show even started. Y'all know when the show's starting and everybody's walking to their seats? This is the picture that they showed when niggas were starting to go to their seats. And then y'all gonna see another picture after where this shit is completely sold out, where they tried but failed.
Stadium before fans even got in? Well, as usual for these pathetic narrative spinners, despite what they tried to do, Kendrick Lamar isn't just breaking all sorts of records.
Kendrick Lamar says his opening night show in what? I'm not about to say that. I don't know why I can't say this right now. I know what it is, but I don't want to sound stupid. Officially becomes the highest grossing concert ever performed by a rapper. Oh my god, $9.1 million? Nigga, for one concert? Gang, what am I doing wrong? Nigga, 9 million? Gang, I know I can't be the only one that's looking at that number right now and saying like they got that from one concert, and then you looking at yourself like, God, nigga, what am I doing wrong, gang? What the 9 million, nigga?
But he's selling out shows in places that Drake considered his home and is still putting up bigger numbers than he ever had.
And y'all ain't gonna say this nigga ain't on top. $9 million for one fucking concert? And you have a whole tour? And you made $9 million for one? And you got 36 tour dates? Gang, can we do a little bit of math here? Do you know how much money this nigga just made for one tour?
Has there, and now with this, what is 100% clear is that Drake and all these clowns now, no matter how hard they try, can no longer run away from how popular and important Kendrick really is. And now before we go any further into what all this means, and how Drake has never known that it's more over than right now, and this is why he is being so silent. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton, and as right now with Kendrick Lamar's success, we're only about to see more legendary moments from him and also more crash outs from Drake and anybody even affiliated with him because of that. Really be sure to leave a like so rap's losing team can't keep running away from reality. And so now with that said, when it comes to Kendrick Lamar, all it has taken with the start of Kendrick Lamar's Grand National Tour and everything going on there is just two shows, and with these two rare moments where hip-hop is crossing over in stadiums, Kendrick has managed to dismantle every single narrative that Drake and the people around him have kept trying to use to take him down and discredit and diminish his.
That is a fact. This nigga Kendrick has literally debunked and proven everything that this nigga said, that Drake said about him, was wrong. This nigga's proved it with pictures, with tweets, with music. This nigga's just proved it, bro. Like, y'all can't say he hasn't. You feel me? Hold on, y'all. Alright, y'all, we are back. My bad, I had got a phone call. I had to take that real quick. But like I was saying, bro, he has debunked all that shit. Y'all let me know how y'all feeling about that down below in the comments. But me personally, I feel like Kendrick has literally debunked all the shit that Drake's been saying about him. Especially with the concert, nigga. He tried to do that as like a little jab and got defeated right away. That shit got shut down instantly with the next tweet, gang. Come on now. $9 million.
And now more than ever with how desperate this group has gotten, which is literally resulting in them posting the opening act in Mustard and saying it's a failure and nobody's there. Which again, if you have ever been to a show or an event or just know a little bit about touring, you know this is always how opening acts are, because fans are coming into the stadium or the venue and are usually doing something before they get to their seats. Exactly. And now what I saw that was even funnier than this is that people were seriously trying to push the narrative that within this clip of Kendrick performing, that the only people there were the people holding up lights.
And then what I say? You're saying the only people there are holding up lights? My nigga, if you look at this screenshot, you're watching this video right now. You look at this screenshot, so you're telling me that this is not a sold out concert? This is not sold out to you? If this ain't sold out to you, then what the fuck is? Nigga. I can't see one empty seat. You feel me? Like, this is sold out. Y'all niggas really doing this? This is corny, bro.
And that everything else was an empty seat. Although, again, this is just
this nigga said all the dark spots are empty seats. Y'all niggas can't be that slow. Are y'all serious? So all those dark spots are empty seats, or people that just don't want to hold up their phone flashlights? Not everyone got to be follow the fucking leader, gang. Like, bro, common sense is not common no more.
Joke, not just when you see the other angles of the show and see that it was entirely filled up, but also just know that not everybody was gonna have their light up at the...
And, not to mention, I know I'm pausing a lot, but hold on, nigga. Not to mention, if all of those dark spots were empty seats, then how the fuck did this nigga make $9.1 million on a sold out concert? Y'all got any info for that? Man, y'all stop.
The same time within that moment. And now with all of this, Drake and the guys who we know he has conversations with to try to keep spreading things about Kendrick Lamar are spiraling so bad that we have really reached the point where they are now literally arguing and running around with narratives that are so far from even slightly being real that nobody outside of the Drake community is taking this seriously whatsoever. And now at the end of this all, despite the noise, so far with this tour, which really has felt like an NBA or NFL season with how many people are rooting for an artist to both win and lose, Kendrick Lamar has shown that no matter how you want to draw it up, well, if this is a season and people are rooting for an artist to lose, he is clearly the most valuable player in the league, and he really has started to take hip-hop to those way further heights that we have kept speculating about. Yeah. Because when we get into the numbers of this tour so far and what they all mean, well, on night one, Kendrick and SZA didn't just move every single ticket, but they had the highest grossing singular show not just of their careers, which also, considering their past touring, already says a lot.
Not just in their
but beyond
careers,
just competing against
world,
themselves, they ended up having the most successful show for any rapper ever, and this type of city and venue is not even considered one of the main places that these types of things would generally happen in compared to the New York or LA areas, for example. And now with Kendrick Lamar literally breaking a record that was held by Eminem and Jay-Z Beyonce before this, this is game-breaking, mind-boggling, and game-changing. Because for Kendrick to show you can do this
Those are three big-ass names, bro. Three big-ass names together. This nigga broke it. I would say by himself, but SZA was also with him. So I'm going to put SZA with him. Him and SZA broke that record together, gang. Together. They're now the most highest in the world paying right now for that concert. 9.1 million. Nigga, Jay-Z, Eminem, and Beyonce couldn't do that, but they did. Give this man his flowers, gang.
Just rapping better than anyone right now.
Don't be a hater.
This is a call for the competition to step it up.
When a nigga is doing good, give him his flowers,
all of this and making such a significant achievement in not just his career, but the entirety of hip-hop and music on night one. But while most people, that would be the peak, somehow for Kendrick it only got better, because in night two, which was in Houston, which was the worst performing show on the tour in terms of tickets being moved leading up to everything and was maybe expected to do a little less than the rest as a whole, they ended up moving every single ticket there again and having an
That is crazy. This shit wasn't even expected to sell out and it still sold out. Did you hear the man? It was not expected to sell out, but it sold out anyway. Come on, bro.
Even louder show than before.
Come on, bro.
And now with these real records, which we can fully...
Look at that screenshot, my nigga. Look at that screenshot. Nigga, that is a stadium, a football stadium, nigga. This looks like the Super Bowl, my nigga. Bro.
See the impact of just by the crowd size.
Crazy.
To even with the Houston show specifically, where Kendrick stepped into a place that Drake is a resident of, if we remember, and despite Drake thinking that they would always hold him down and that this is where he wanted to be, Kendrick went and absolutely rocked the show and even called Houston his home, which definitely was another troll towards Drake because Drake literally thinks this is his, and altogether has now left another stadium making history and breaking records. And now with this, for Drake, OVO, Ak, and all the people who just can't accept that their guy lost a rap beef and that he is nowhere near the top guy.
Alright, my bad, yo. We're back for the third time. I keep receiving phone calls. Hopefully I can finally finish this video fully. Let's get back into it. My bad for these cuts. I know. Let's get it.
There is no more running around with all these claims that Kendrick Lamar is overhyped, his hype is not real, and that he doesn't actually have the support that it looks like. Because now what these shows have proved so far, and what is only gonna...
You can't say that Kendrick is overhyped, or he's not as good as he says he is, bro. You can't say that anymore. Maybe when he first won the rap beef, you can say, oh, that nigga's overhyped. Oh, that song is played too much. Or maybe if he only dropped Not Like Us, and that was the only song he dropped for a minute, then you can say he's overhyped, that he's not making any more music because he knows he can't. This nigga's dropped plenty of more music after Not Like Us. You cannot say this nigga's overhyped. You cannot say he can't rap or make good music, because my nigga, he's proven it. It's on the charts, and he's still touring on sold-out dates. That shit is long gone, bro.
Continue from here, which they better get ready for that because it is a long tour, is that Kendrick Lamar is the biggest rapper out, and in an era where hip-hop and music seems like it's becoming secondary because of how most artists are treating it, Kendrick is really standing in the face of not just what Drake and people are trying to take down, but what the music industry is trying to shift into, because with him gathering so many people who are all willing to see him because of how important his music is, and then on top of that, how big of an experience he is making it to hear it. I mean, when we really put into perspective what this record-breaking tour means and what he is doing now, more than anything else, this is the real victory lap of the beef and hip-hop because of how directly he is connecting with the people and seeing what audiences are responding to. And in general, in an era where artists are caring less and less, they are seeing that if they actually just tried, the potential of that can give them a greater ceiling than ever. And now bringing all this into perspective and bringing it to this point where,
like he's just said, if artists really just give it their all and stop bullshitting, trying to make fake hits or TikTok hits, these niggas would go crazy. Kendrick Lamar figured it out, my nigga. That trying to go with the waves, TikTok hits is not it. Dive into your music, be 100% you, and make good music. And you're going to get far in this shit. Because why? It's what people want to listen to. You feel me? No one wants to listen to that same hype shit no more. We want to actually hear some shit. Hear what you're going through. A story. Something. You feel me? We want to hear some real shit. Not the same 6 bars over and over and over and over and over and over in a song. And then you give 2 other bars and then it's the same 6 bars again. No one wants to hear that no more, gang. That shit's played out. It's over.
Where Drake knows he is done. When we go back to Drake and see where he is at, despite what they want you to think and what he tried to fade away. When you compare the Grand National Tour to Drake's Anita Max Win Tour, which did so bad that he had to cancel multiple shows and just run away from it. And again, we know that for sure because he didn't just end those shows and try to reschedule them, but he has not mentioned or tried to remind people of them at all now. I mean, when you compare Kendrick's Stadium Tour, which is bringing success to hip-hop and rap music like nobody has ever seen, as now Kendrick is literally breaking Eminem and Jay-Z's records, which say so much. But at the same time, Drake can't fill up stadiums and had to run away so far from that tour. Again, no matter how hard everybody on that side of things tries to hide it, the time of hiding behind the narratives of industry suppression and fake numbers are over, because now with the main thing in music that you cannot rig no matter how hard you try, Kendrick is comfortably filling up these spaces and rapping in a building that nobody else ever has besides two of the greatest figures ever. And meanwhile with Drake, he could not even do an arena tour right now, which no matter what, do not let people forget and try to erase this from his resume, which is what they have been trying to do. And so now with all of this and where we are at, it has never been more obvious and more clear that no matter what you want to say, Kendrick Lamar is the biggest rapper in the world and in all of the music industry right now. Because really, with how successful his tour, his music, and everything else has been, I think we can definitively say that in terms of superstars and what they contribute to the music industry on the biggest scale, at this point, it's just him and Taylor Swift within a tier of their own. And with Kendrick reaching this top level while keeping his authenticity and integrity, you gotta give him credit for it, because not just don't rappers ever pull this off, but artists in general never do. And now with Kendrick Lamar sitting in this league where he is gonna have what is gonna become not just the biggest rap tour, but really one of the most important tours in this entire era of music, because with SZA also on this tour as well, and even what she's doing with her Not Beauty line, she is also breaking boundaries and expanding what an artist can do.
See, SZA's also smart though. SZA's also smart as fuck. Why? She's going on tour with one of the biggest artists in the world. Not only that, SZA has her own name for herself. Not only that, y'all just heard the man. She dropping her own skincare and lip gloss line while being on tour with one of the biggest artists in the world. My nigga, she is making a smart ass IQ play. She's making a bag off her music, off a tour with Kendrick, and off her beauty line. You feel me? Huh? She's making a bag, nigga.
Do as a whole. I mean, overall right now, and even people are starting to recognize this as rap reaches these heights and everybody has to notice. Really, both Kendrick and SZA right now are the biggest things in music at this very important moment, and both for hip-hop and R&B. They are expanding and raising the ceiling of what you can do with this craft like we have never seen, and you just gotta hand it to them for this. And so now with this all happening while Drake and everyone around him just tries to make this tour look like a flop or like it's a bad thing, and that's the narrative that even Ak is now trying to push, and when he can't use objective things like the tickets anymore, he is trying to spin that Kendrick's music live is boring and that they are only there for SZA, which no matter how you want to put that, just look at everything around this tour. Kendrick is clearly the main actor.
Alright, academics, my nigga. Listen, you gonna need to stop. You feel me? Stop dick riding Drake so bad, bro. Stop it, nigga. Leave it alone, bro. Academics is like on this nigga Drake's nuts. Like, bad, bro. Nigga, so you're telling me everybody on this tour date is only trying to see SZA? That no one's trying to hear Kendrick Lamar or see Kendrick perform? Would you niggas stop? Do y'all see how corny this shit sounds, bro? And y'all are really, truly believing it yourselves. It's crazy.
A part of it. And so now with this, no matter what narrative shifting and lying the biggest...
But if this was Drake on tour with SZA, y'all would be fucking losing y'all minds though, right? Oh my god! Oh my god! Get the fuck out of here, bro. If roles were reversed, completely understandable. But my nigga... We are so far past this. Give this nigga his flowers, gang.
Losers and hip-hop try to pull to discredit the success of Kendrick and what he is about to do as this thing continues. In terms of them trying to create this false image of the guy, and in hip-hop in general for that matter, that's all over, because no matter what you want to say, when we just look at how Kendrick Lamar is currently underway with the biggest hip-hop tour ever, and then again Drake had to cancel his, get him out of here, it's over for these guys, and they have never looked worse. And so going forward for Drake, while his rare silence right now is speaking volumes in of itself, he's got to just give it up and admit that he is no longer the #1 guy and that he is far from it.
100%.
Because if Drake really wanted to make a statement or believed he could reach Kendrick's level, he would just do a stadium tour himself, but as he didn't do it during Views, not during Scorpion, or not during any other time where you could have said he was up. This just tells you everything you need to know, because if Drake could not do these types of shows when he was on top, he could never do them at all. And with Kendrick Lamar really only starting this new era,
Now that is 100% true. If you couldn't do it before your beef, when you were on top, nigga, if you couldn't do what he's doing before your beef, then you couldn't ever do it. Just real shit. You feel me? I wouldn't say ever do it, but you wouldn't have been able to do it like him and the time span he did it. And this was before y'all was beefing. Drake has never pulled off those numbers ever. You feel me? Gang, the only ones that did it before Kendrick and SZA, like he said, Eminem, Jay-Z, and Beyonce. There was never no Drake in there. And then here comes Kendrick and SZA breaking their record. You can't be fucking mad, gang. This nigga didn't do it when he was at the top peak of his career, but Kendrick did. You can't be mad, my nigga. You lost, and he is booming right now, and you're fucking salty. That is all that it is, bro. All that we're seeing right now. You feel me? So let's go ahead and finish off the rest of the minute of this video, and let's see.
Wild part about this all is that this is not even his peak yet, and we don't know where he can go from here. And so now with all this said, let me know. What do you think about Kendrick Lamar winning this much and breaking so many records with this tour now? And at the same time, how do you feel about Drake losing more and more, as it has never been more clear that he really was the biggest loser you could have possibly been in this beef?
Alright, bro. I'm not going to say all that. I'm not going to say he was the biggest loser he could have been in this beef. But Kendrick is not even at his peak. No one knows his peak. He doesn't even know his peak right now. He's seeing all this shit for the first time like, damn. A nigga is really, really going crazy right now. And I know in his head, he's like, let's see how far we can go with this shit. You feel me? Because if I was him, I would. I'm at my ultimate, not my ultimate peak, but I'm peaking right now. Let's see how far I can peak. You feel me? And as if I was Drake, my nigga, go build that super team like Kendrick has with Schoolboy Q and all the rest of the folks. You feel me? All his day ones. My nigga, and you need to go build your super team, duck down, and start writing. Get to writing, my nigga. Some hard-ass music. Stop talking about Kendrick. Focus on yourself, and come back to the game stronger than ever, gang. That's what I would do, man. If that was just me, period. But y'all let me know down below in the comments of what y'all would do if y'all was Drake or Kendrick. And let me know how y'all feeling about this whole situation and Kendrick winning, selling out dates. Drake is still hating on the man. Y'all let me know, bro. I'll see y'all in tomorrow's video at 3 p.m. We are gone.